Before the video starts, I would recommend the Holy Bible to read at the end of video. Please check out the link in the description. According to the Father, the natural ebb and flow of kingdom culture that occurs is characterized by expansion and growth. You must make a decision within your heart to breathe in my kingdom and breathe out my culture until the adornments of blessing and the spontaneous fulfillment of every heart's desire are all around you. According to the Father, you have taken care of the matter, have you not? Despite the fact that you are aware of the characteristics of the natural part of you and the constraints of the flesh, you have also been able to perceive within the flight of my Spirit wending up within you to take you to greater heights and the furthest fulfillment of destiny and purpose, even my sure purpose, for which I brought you into the earth, says your Father. Because the Father has shown us today that love is unfailing, you should make it your goal to never abandon the love that you have for someone. Make amends and let go. Continue on. Just pay attention to my voice, and I will watch over you and direct you in whatever you do. Don't give the enemy the opportunity to determine the course of your life based on the decisions that other people make. Do not stop looking for the kingdom. Maintain your focus on the kingdom, and disregard any and all attempts made by the adversary to thwart your vision or to divert your attention away from my will and purpose for your life. Consequently, pay attention to my voice, says the Father, as it is speaking to you above the unending and loud demands that are imposed by circumstance and situation. Keep in mind, says the Father, that I am working beside you in the midst, and that I am the one who will compensate you for your efforts. It is now that my word is faithful and true, if there was ever a period when it was faithful and truthful. Your support and your fortitude come from me. Your protection and your reward are both in me. Turn your back and worship. Even in the midst of the strain and the trial that comes to test your faith, you will know my favor if you walk in release and love and if you go low in humility. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, my gospel is not only the gospel to individuals but also to the nations. You have been granted the ability and authority to face the nations of the planet with the claims that Christ has made through his teachings. Right now, I am working to bring justice and equity to all of the nations and races that exist on this planet. There will be a redressing of wrongs, and the balances will be adjusted. The Father declares that the rulers of the earth will gainsay and resist my objectives to no use, because the season is late. Their efforts will be in vain. The moment has arrived for the Kairos and the Chronos to come together and bring about the establishment of my will on earth in a way that cannot be questioned. As you bring yourself into harmony and line with my intentions for this season, the Father wants you to know that this is the time that is predetermined for you. You are the one I am working with, both to will and to do my good pleasure, and although others will laugh and deride the word that I put in your mouth, you should know that you are the one I am dealing with. As the distractions are being dealt with, the Father instructs you to empty your hearts of any affection that is in conflict with my kingdom. Assume the responsibility of handling the Father's business. Every day, in your heart, tell yourself, I have to be concerned with my Father's business. Do this day by day. Indeed, I will come to you and establish a glory habitation inside you, which will make my rule and authority evident in the world and in your life, for the sake of good and blessing, says the Father. The Father has revealed to us today that a profound transformation in leadership is currently taking place across the land. In the same way that Deborah led the armies of Israel to triumph over their adversaries, I am once again bringing forth in the world men and women of destiny and men and women of power to lead my people. Women like Catherine Coleman and men like Smith Wigglesworth will now assume their place in the body of Christ in the Western world. This is expected to happen in the near future. Those who are powerful and anointed as servants of God will once more take their place on the international scene and compel the attention of states. My power and anointing, the objectification of my servants and handmaidens, and the manifestation of my might upon those who will lead and walk in mantles of unparalleled glory will be the means by which I respond. I will break down the hurdles and boundaries that are keeping you from your destiny because I consider it to be an abomination in my eyes. I will bring about a new generation of warriors who will perform deeds in my name because they are familiar with me and have walked with me. I will pour out, and I am pouring out onto both my slaves, my handmaids, says the Father. Therefore, get ready to receive those who come in my name, for they will no longer be delayed, disregarded, or marginalized in any way, says the Father. It is because I will pour out. Today, the Father encourages you to make a choice to view life and the people around you through the prism of my love. Both the heat and the pressure of the anguish that occurred on the cross were responsible for shaping and grinding that lens. As a result of the wrongs that have been committed against you, you should not allow yourself to be transformed into a person who is legalistic, demanding, or unforgiving toward others. As you abandon control of the outcome and put your faith in my sovereignty to move and arrange the circumstances in your favor, you should be aware that I am aware of your predicament and that I will settle all accounts with equity and justice. Have you faith in me? Let me handle everything from here on out. Choose not to react or to live in response to what happens. Instead, what you should do is respond, and let your response to be determined by the filter of my grace and my love that is unconditional. Those who are able to forgive a great deal love a great deal. The Father adds that if you forgive a great deal today, your newly discovered freedom will offer you renewed joy and restore your faith in my final process, which is to bring everything to a finish that is honorable. That I end today's message. The Father tells you that every single hair on your head is recorded in my book, beloved. For the sake of demonstrating my goodness and blessings in your life, each and every one of your days has been numbered and reserved for specific purposes. It is not my intention to find a justification to keep something from you. I am not the God who withholds. Rather, I am the Father who provides, directs, and brings you to the highest, best, and most important in everything. It is you who I refer to as the head, not the tail. You are not below me, rather, I summon you above. I refer to you as being provided rather than poor. The Father advises that you should not give in to your desires. Remember that I am the way, the truth, and the life. When you find yourself overcome with rage and a sense of injustice over everything that has happened to you, and when you find yourself demanding satisfaction, it is up to you to decide how you want things to go, or you can choose to let me be your way, your truth, and your life. This thought, which is also the mind of Christ, should be present within you. Do what I would do in the situation, and what heaven and earth and circumstance conspire to adjudicate every injustice in your defense and in your favor, says the Father. Be God-centered and do what I would do in the scenario. Beloved, I am not the God of abject poverty, rather, I am the God of abundant prosperity. Your prayer to me should be, more, Lord, because I will not deny those who surrender themselves to my boundless grace and unlimited blessing the desire to go beyond what they have already accomplished. I take great pleasure in bestowing blessings onto you. Will I be able to deny myself that which I find so pleasing by refusing or delaying without providing a solution? The Father reminds us to put our faith in my nature today. Your name will be heard. It is your right to call me by my name. My name is your safe haven, where every need is met and every desire is constrained by my favor and my readiness, as created by the gift of the only begotten. My name is your safe zone. The Father declares that it is a new day. If you decide to place your trust in me, you will not be disappointed or denied in any way. Today, the Father shares with you that I desire for you to be able to hear my voice with completeness and clarity. You have been given the gift of prophecy through your life. It is because the simplicity of the prophetic is to hear my voice and communicate what you hear for the benefit of others that you have the ability to have prophetic gifts. Those who are able to hear should be allowed to do so. Have a conversation with your eyes and give them the instruction to open. You must speak to your ears and give them the command to listen to my speech. I am the voice of many waters, and I am descending upon you at this very time. My voice is the voice of many waters. It is predetermined that you will be the one to hear my voice. Due to the fact that the blood that was shed at Calvary serves as both your validation and your foundation for right standing before my throne, you have the permission to hear my voice. Through my actions, I will make it possible for you to not only hear but also see what I am saying. You will, in fact, be able to see, hear, and feel the full spectrum of my agenda for your life and heart, as well as for the world that surrounds you. In this day and age, I bestow upon you the courage to recognize the subtleties of the still, little voice, even the voice of my spirit that is revealed in the deepest portions of your soul. You will be a student of the Logos, and you will also be a student of the Rhema, which is even the truth that I teach right now. My voice causes the adversary to quake wherever it is heard. My kingdom is created in places where my voice is heard, where healing is made evident, and where liberty is received. You are the recipient of everything that my voice offers to those who choose to hear, see, and know the truth of my heart and mind in their lives, says the Father. Be attuned to my voice, for here and now I announce that you are the recipient of all that my voice affords. Today, the Father tells you that you are entering the season in which your life will begin to undergo significant transformations. The geography of life that you have envisioned and wished for is about to become nothing more than a means of transportation on the path that leads to the fulfillment of your biggest dream and the fulfillment of your highest heart's desire. When you are on your road to greater favor, greater ministry portion, and a heavier anointing than you have ever experienced before. Your greatest problem is going to be to frame a context for how good I am being to you along the way. The daydreams of what if and if only that you have dreamed of, my goodness, are merely the tiniest remnant of what I am going to bring into your life as substance and reality. I am about to bring it into your life. Try to gaze up. Keep an open mind. Please be aware that I am your portion at this very moment. The methods of coping that you relied on in order to maintain your mental well-being will no longer be of any use to you. They stand in your way, and they prevent the presence of my character in your life from blossoming to its full potential. Depart from them. I want you to put away the habits, attitudes, and ideas that have been bothering you during the dry seasons because the rains of my spirit have arrived. The Father affirms that the showers of my spirit, which are abundantly beneficial, are now beginning to fall upon you at this very moment. Beginning with the blade, then moving on to the ear, and finally culminating in the full corn in the ear, the clouds of grace, fullness, and purpose are collecting over your seeds of hope in order to cause them to sprout forth. Do you really believe that I would keep you waiting for an indefinite amount of time? This very day, the Father says, you should step into your newly discovered fruitfulness. You are a tree of righteousness, according to what the Father has said to you today. You are a tree that is crammed to the brim with the sap of my spirit, and your roots are deeply rooted in the reservoirs of my satisfaction. My plans need you to move from glory to glory, and the rings of growth that are found within your branches are numerous. These rings represent the seasons of change and transition that you will experience. As a result of the fact that some years had more of my reign in your life than others, some of those rings are thin, while others are thick at the same time. In some years, the harvest was more abundant than in others. This is the way that your life is going to be, says the Father, for I will nourish you and cause you to grow tall and bear fruit with each and every rain that falls. My calendar is set up to accommodate each and every one of these revitalizing times. I am going to shower you with rains of supply, blessing, and fruitfulness on a daily basis and on an annual basis each and every year. Do not be concerned about the instances in which things do not appear to be falling into place. They are the years in which your branches develop strong, so that when the winds and storms do come, you will be able to stand against every onslaught that the enemy makes. These are the years that are characterized by lean times and dry times. Because of the wind of my spirit, you are being molded and molded by the wind of my spirit, declares the Father. Continue to rejoice in spite of the difficulties that you are facing, because you will emerge victorious and have the opportunity to experience my refreshment. I will bring you to greater heights and deeper depths as I release myself in you, and you will see that I am creating a vintage of my spirit in your life that others will rejoice to drink of. This will happen as you continue to trust me through each shift and transition. The Father says, I have placed in you, by my Spirit, a character and a personality that is not content to sit on the sidelines in any area of life. This is something that the Father says to you today. You are the type of person who does not take much pleasure in merely observing. You are someone who has a hard time sitting still, and you are easily bored with dead religious foolishness. I have fashioned you into someone who has these characteristics. When it comes to the things that are in my kingdom, you have heard all the stories, but what you really desire is to not just learn about them, but to experience them firsthand through signs, miracles, and wonders. The Father assures you that you will not be let down, as I am referring to you as the participator and first partaker on this particular day. Your heart is crying out, and I hear it. I shall propel you to the forefront of my goals and objectives. You are going to be doing business with me. I will put you to use and put you to utilize, and I will reveal my glory in you. In your life, you are the one who carries the mantle of my purpose. My blessing upon you is with the intention of bringing about a significant increase in each and every area of interest. Instead of playing it safe and not being terrified, make it your determination to not be afraid. I will make certain that you have heard my voice, and when you do so, I will encourage you, just as Peter did, to get out of the boat and walk on the water in order to acquire a witness of glory that has been the cry of your heart for such a long time.